magnificent! The battle went on for days, then weeks. Pockets of unstable energy were scattered across the landscape because of their abilities. 2X watched as everything he fought to protect crumbled, while Lord Exo thrived in the chaos. It was then that 2X had to make a choice. When 2X's army fought exhaustion, Lord Exo never tired. If he didn't end the battle soon, all he wanted to protect would be lost. Looking to his strongest fighters, they willingly sacrificed themselves to create a prison. In only a few seconds, he turned thousands of his followers into an energy source. And then...
That's when the God Cube was created.
Enough of the story! Tell me where Dispatcher is!
Man, you're such a buzzkill! All I did was help murder one of the two people keeping your realm from collapsing, and maybe causing you to lose your friend. Who cares? You think you have it bad? I lost my favorite frog in that battle! Brad, right through the most party.
That's it!
Commander!
Lord Exo off guard. When the swords connected, he grabbed the hilt and held Lord Exo in place. The corruption from the sword burned his hands, but 2X used his followers to drag Lord Exo into the cube.
Where was 2X when Lord Exo came back?
How should I know? Maybe he was standing on a cliff with a galaxy in his head, honor farming or something. Just like how the old world was hurting everyone who survived the war, now that Lord Exo was defeated, 2X was left with an uninhabitable wasteland that became the Nil Zone.
Wait, we were in the old world?
What's left of it? Including myself. So that was when 2X used the rest of his power to create Paradise, the seed of a growing tree that all realms are created from. Leaving the old world behind, everyone started making a new home that 2X had always envisioned. cities were created, landscapes were terraformed, alliances were made, and it was all so beautiful. Honestly boring! How pointless! Why would you create the most impressive realm in the universe with spiny families and overwhelming prosperity? If there isn't any drama!
What is wrong with you?
When I was in paradise, I found the most gorgeous woman of all.
Hard to imagine anyone would fall in love with you.
If you say one more thing, they'll be forced to change the game's age rating. She uplifted to get me home. Now all I can do is recollect all our memories through this version of her. Oh, if only I could be happy with her once again. She's standing there like the day we first met. My dearest producer, lefty and righty, have recreated you as perfectly as I can remember.
Wait, narrator. I think...
No, don't make me feel better. and many others are all connected and held together by a single string, including yours. Calling it Meta, he and a are carefully protected by dumping any waste into the nil zone. What used to be our home is now a dumping ground for trash and pettiness. But hey, at least it doesn't have a zombie problem that you keep forgetting to fix! Seriously, you went from fighting zombies to people who can destroy a realm that they sneeze. What's wrong with you guys? Narrator doesn't want to explain. Paradise became a distant memory, and that's probably where T-Rex is trying to stop our realm from collapsing. It's only a matter of time at this rate. Well, I'll be thrown into the nose zone and either die horribly or become ugly and mutated. Just mutated for you.
It won't be the Nelson.
You don't mix this conveniently spotlights as a classic curtain on your amateur act. Like, you can't be serious. We're doing a callback now?